Hey guys, it's Subkino here, and as you know, I have been doing a series of videos for the newcomers and the beginners of the game to help them understand the fundamentals and the logic of the game so they can blend in the game mechanics and they can blend in the community as fast as possible, because this game is quite complicated and it's very hard to understand its elements quickly. So these are some guide videos for you to know what exactly you should do and what you shouldn't do. In today's video, I will cover the weapon talents for DPS builds, damage builds, straight DPS builds, not skill-based builds or PvE builds, PvP DPS builds. I know the feeling that when you go to DZ and you shoot at someone and you empty a full clip at him and he doesn't go down and he kills you very quickly. That does not mean that the one who killed you is better than you. No, that means that the one who killed you is someone who has the perfect talents and he knows how to use them. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you the tricks and the god roll talents for each weapon archetype and what does each talent do and how to use it efficiently. First of all, you need to know that the weapon talents, when it comes to DPS, focus on 4 main aspects. The first one, there are some weapon talents that increase the base damage of your gun. You see that number 22.8. Some weapon talents increase the base damage of your gun in some situations. I will explain the talents that increase the base damage of your gun and how to use them. That's the first aspect for DPS talents. The second aspect for DPS talents, that are some talents that increase headshot damage. See that number right here? There are some talents that increase headshot damage. And there are other talents that increase critical hit chance, and there are other talents that increase critical hit damage. If you don't know what is critical hit chance and critical hit damage, you see when I'm shooting at the dummy here, you find some numbers in orange. The orange numbers are the critical hits, and the critical hit damage number is the value of that orange number. The more orange numbers you have, the more crits you do, and the more crits you do, the more quicker and the more damage you will do to your opponent. So, to sum it up, there are talents that increase base damage, talents that increase critical hit chance, talents that increase critical hit damage, and talents that increase headshot damage. Here on the left, you will find a full list of the talents in a descending order, from the strongest talent to the weakest talent. And that order is responsive, unforgiving, deadly, brutal, competent, fierce, adept, prepared, elevated, vicious. Let me talk about each and every talent. Responsive. This talent increases the base damage of your gun by 10% when you are close to the opponent by 10 meters. If you are close to an opponent by 10 meters, your base damage will be increased by 10%. In PvP situations, you are always close to your opponent by 10 meters, so it's more of a permanent increase in base damage. Unforgiving. Unforgiving also increases the base damage of your gun. Missing health segment increase your damage. If you miss 1 segment, your damage is increased by 10%. 2 segment, your damage is increased by 25%. What is the health segment? As you can see here, your character have 3 health segments. If you lost the first one, you're gonna increase your base damage by 10%. If you lost the first 2, your damage will be increased by 25%. Deadly. Deadly increases critical hit damage. Okay, it increases the value of the orange number. Brutal increases headshot damage by 12% when using this weapon. The talent explains itself. So this talent focuses on headshot damage. Competent, let me get a gun with competent to explain it. Yeah, here is one. Competent, weapon damage is increased by 10% for 15 seconds after using a skill. So basically, like you used your pulse, you're gonna get increased base damage by 10% for 15 seconds. This talent is nice, it's good, but why it is after Brutal, Deadly, Unforgiving, Responsive? Because in update 1.6 it takes a lot of time to get your skills back, so this talent will be very, very situational, but it is a 10% increase in damage. It's not something little, it's a big increase in damage. Fierce. I don't have a gun with Fierce with me, but Fierce increases your critical hit chance, the chance to get the orange number, by 5%. Adept. I also don't have a gun with Adept. When you use a skill, you will increase your critical hit chance by 7.5%. Prepared. I have a gun with Prepared. This talent is for sniper rifles and LMGs. Don't use it anywhere else. Damage is increased by 15% when more than 30 meters from the target. It's like the opposite version of responsive. Damage is increased by 15% when more than 30 meters from the target. Vicious. I don't have a gun with Vicious, but Vicious is when you have 2 health segments or more, your critical hit chance will be increased by 10%. I don't like this talent because in the most of the situations you will not have more than 2 health segments. If you play with a dedicated healer that can heal you at full health, it's a good option. If you don't have a dedicated healer in your team, do not use it. Elevated is a talent for sniper rifles. It increases the base damage. Increase your damage by 10% when elevated more than 1.2 meters above your target. The talents are quite easy to use and they all explain themselves. In here, I will put a list of each weapon archetype and what are the god rules for each weapon archetype. I will leave it here for 1 minute so you can copy it and pause the video and take a screenshot. These are the weapon talents you need to be looking for in each weapon archetype. There are some stuff you need to know. First of all, each gun can have 3 talents. The last talent in each gun does not require any requirements to unlock it. Each gun has a free third talent. By requirements I mean these. You can see it says brutal requirements 4790 firearms, responsive requirements 4790 firearms, and 2874 stamina. It means you need to have, if you see my DPS and toughness, you can find a small number below it, firearms and stamina. You need to have the minimum number stated in here for this talent to be active. You have to activate your talents. If you followed that sheet and if you got the perfect rolls in each one, and if you read each talent and understood it and you played around it, you're gonna be melting people and you will be on the other side of the fight. You will not be melted. Weapon talents is the most effective way to do damage. If you have a gun with very high base damage and you have very high crit chance, very high headshot damage, very high crit hit damage, but you do not have the proper talents, you will not deal any damage. There are some talents you need to know They do not increase damage or headshot or crit chance or crit damage. They add more utility. You can have them as a force talent when you are using Alpha Bridge. The first one is Hurried. It increases your reload speed when you crit. The more you crit, the more it will increase your reload speed. That will give you more sustained damage. And there are two talents. I don't have guns with these talents with me. They are capable and balanced. Basically, capable, when you use a skill, your handling of your weapon becomes easier. Like the accuracy is easier and the stability is easier. Like the guns become more accurate, more stable. You can use it with sniper rifles. And balanced, when you shoulder your weapon, you're gonna have improved aim and improved accuracy like this. That's called shouldering. When you shoulder, you're gonna have improved aim and improved accuracy. And that's about it. That are the weapon talents. For DPS builds, it's a short video, but you need to focus on these talents. And as I said, I wrote a list of all the god roll talents you need in each weapon archetype. And if you found that video to be informative and helpful, press the like button and share. Any suggestions and feedbacks, any questions, the comment section is down below. And as I always say, see ya in DZ. Bye bye.